my neighborhood, you stood up or you got beat down. So I stood up. I ran with an ugly crowd. Learned how to fight, how to shoot. I paid for it too. I took the hit so my family wouldn't have to. Mom always said we escaped Dad when we left him back in Belfast. He only wanted peace for us, and he was always fighting something. She saw that fire in me too. She said her sweet little boy was gone. It turned into Dad. That should have stung, but it didn't. I was proud to hear it. First time I came close to getting caught was about 8 years ago. I had a trainer who started questioning me. He noticed my bruises, my stitches, and how I tried to work through broken ribs. He suspected I was fighting outside the gym, but he didn't know why. Would he have called the police? I couldn't risk it, so I dropped him. I needed to focus on my mental game anyway. I've been reading up on big cons, social engineering, psychology, intimidation tactics. I needed to be able to win a fight before it even began. I wasn't there yet, but I am now. Things are rough with Nikki. She wants me back in her life, but I'm not ready to face her. She knew the truth. It would hurt her even more. So, I need to find another way to make sure she's safe. I dread the conversation if she ever finds my cameras. The news is calling it an accident. Wondering if the driver was drunk behind the wheel. I was not drunk. I did not fall asleep at the wheel, and frogs did not fall from the sky. Cops have the ballistics. Someone's covering up. I'm gonna find them. I hired a fixer to help me find the shooter. Jordy Chin. I was skeptical at first because the guy's eccentric. He's got a motor mouth. Insists I'm wearing a fancy suit to work. So far he delivers. Help me dig up a name. Maurice Vega. It's 3 a.m. and I'm in hospital. My legs are busted. One pretty bad. Doctor says it won't come back 100%. Apparently I've been here a week. I only remember the night they attacked. I barely reached my front door and these guys were on me. I figured to rob my house, but the police tell me they never entered the building. Just made me unconscious and left. Cops asked if I had enemies. Where do we get? My guess is the Murloc job. We rattled somebody's cage. What was that video I saw? Whatever it was, someone wants to keep it secret. I saw my old partner in the paper this morning. The driver, Aiden Pearce, 38, lost control of his vehicle in the Pawnee underpass. His young niece, Lena Pearce, was killed in the crash. Poor girl. If Aiden doesn't lose control of vehicles, that was no accident, and the timing's interesting. Same week as my attack. Right after our job at the Murloc. That's going to upset Aiden. He's a smart hacker, I taught him that. But he's a vengeful son of a bitch. You piss him off, he won't let you go. You kill his niece. God rest your soul. After months of physiotherapy, the verdict is in. Doctor says my leg will never recover. I'll need a brace for life. Eventually a wheelchair. Those bastards crippled me. They wanted to scare me away. Make me flee to Bermuda and start over. What could be so fucking precious? So secret and dangerous that they would cripple a man because he glanced at it. They haven't scared me. They've lit a fire under me. break in remotely. I need someone to go inside. Someone more street savvy than me. Someone like Aiden. Unfortunately, he won't work with me anymore. He's made that pretty clear. I've been reading lots on Chicago's new Vigilante. He seems to have popped out of nowhere. Most interesting, he arrived on the scene soon after Aiden's car crash. Isn't that curious? The two share a self-righteous anger. Could it really be him? Aiden's always been a dangerous fighter. I cleaned him up good and taught him how to breach a network. But he always had that hair-trigger rage. You can never take the street punk out of a man like Aiden. I suppose being the vigilante gives him a safe outlet. Well, the police are in quite a frenzy. The vigilantes twisted their panties in a knot. If I were to psychoanalyze Aiden, I'd say he's projecting. He can't fix the death of his niece, so he's fixing all the other injustices littering our streets. Maybe that helps scratch the itch. But it doesn't answer the question that must be nagging at him. Who killed his niece? One thing I've learned about Aiden, he's got a rabid, protective streak. Tinker with his family at your peril. I wonder, maybe I can tempt him. Give him a way to avenge the little girl. And I get what I want. I found something curious. Something called the Bellwether. I don't have a lot on it, but the name popped up during my review of the Murloc job. As far as I can tell, it's some kind of code inside CTOS. The term Bellwether basically means a harbinger of the future. What a puzzling name for some code inside a smart city. I know my programmers, they overthink everything. That name is deliberate. My curiosity has been piqued. I haven't got all the pieces yet, but that corrupted video from the Murloc, somehow that's connected to this Bellwether code. There's an opportunity here. Something beyond simple vengeance, something memorable. I'll need to be careful. If I involve Aiden, he can't know my motives. The man's reckless, self-centered. But he's got a curiously strong moral compass. It's a terrible weakness. Makes him hard to control. I just need to find a way into that code. See what they're doing inside CTOS. And cripple it all. Yo, get out, I'm recording. Alright, here it is. My legacy. Iraq's legacy. See, Lucky Quinn gets all the respect. Fucking skeleton in this goon squad. See, they're old Chicago. Still riding on the roaring 20s and shit. I got some deals running with the old fuck, but I don't trust him and he don't trust me. At least we speak the same language. Lucky still thinks every problem can be solved by a gun. He needs to wise up. This vigilante that's dogging everyone, that's the new kind of killer we're up against. See, a gun is just a solution to a specific problem. Shit, when you need to kill somebody fast. Shit, but what if you never see him? What if the dude can destroy you before you ever meet him? See, I ain't going out like that. But I got front row seats if he's taking out the club. But me, my shit is protected. That bitch won't touch me. Fucking DedSec, right? Bunch of 1% of kids who ain't never had to deal with the street. And they cold? Yeah, I've seen that work. It's solid. But they got nothing to back it up. Police come knocking and they're done. I got fight to back up the bark. Police won't even step foot in my yard, and I don't need to have no fucking mask. DedSec is a fad. I'm the damn future. Bedbug. Shit, this one hurts, man, because he's blood. Shit, but the kid is soft. And I ain't just talking about the 300 plus he carries either. Shit, he takes a lot of shit from the V's, and he takes even more shit from Grandma. If my cousin wasn't there to intercept, I think I would have killed that crazy bitch by now. Bug seems to have my back, but shit, I don't know how much longer I can have his. The CTOS is the best thing Blume could have done for Chicago's entrepreneurs. Police got an eye on every corner, which means they pick up all the small-time players who don't know no better. Cuts away my competition. But if you know what I know, and you can do what I can do, you take their hardware and you use it to protect yourself. Shit, my little castle here, it's got state-of-the-art security paid for by the giving taxpayers of Chicago. Thank you, everybody. Hell, it's better for me if everybody thinks the V's are a bunch of dumbass thugs. But shit, some of them are for sure. But they're my decoys. I run them low level on the streets, let them tag, bag, and bang. But my crew, my real fam, I'll train them with the shit I brought back from the desert. Tactics, psychology, SIGINT. If anybody gets close to Rosario Brothers, they're going to see what they want to see. Drugs, guns, and theft. But upstairs... upstairs, up in my court, we're playing a game from a higher level. Police think we'll watch the streets. Shit, we're watching the whole damn city. And the things we find, that's currency we'll cash in when we need it. I've got dirt on everybody. Quinn, the police. Just watch. I'll get the mayor too. I just gotta wait for the perfect moment. And it's coming soon. If I catch a bullet, if somebody finds this, you make sure everybody knows what I was. Shit, I was nothing. I came from nothing. I got nothing, never asked for shit, nothing. But now, well, you watch the news. I did that by myself. The fuck did you ever do? The auction's all set. 10 for in 10 years. And this time it's mostly American product. I expect that to drive the prices up. I hope so. Security's been expensive. Police don't like domestic merchandise. Too risky for them. Bad PR if word gets out. I honestly don't care where the product comes myself. But the clientele, well, they have particular tastes. They've complained enough for years. Eventually I have to cater to their wishes or I lose their business. Or worse, my reputation. This year I'm handing over the auction security to Iraq and his men, the viceroys. They've done well, distributing our drugs to the addicts of the wards. I promised Iraq I'd reward him if he came through for us. Well, he has. Those men will run security for the entire event. All goes well, I'll never have to supply any of my own men in the future. The further I can distance myself, the better. By next year, perhaps I can skip the event myself. I've always found it a distasteful affair, men and their libidos. It's a weakness I've ever entertained. I was at City Hall today for my monthly fireside chat with Mayor Rushmore. I do enjoy walking the hallowed halls, marking my territory, so to speak. Mayor's been a good soldier, never complained. Always understood his role. He holds the reins to the city, but I ride the carriage. This meeting was interesting. We met with someone from a company called Blume. They have plans to turn Chicago into America's first smart city. As they explained it, this would mean everything public and private would run through a central computer. understand the technicalities, but I do understand an opportunity. I gave the mayor my blessing to proceed. CTOS has been an impressive project. The mayor masterfully sold it to Chicago, and they bought it all. Why not? Save the public a couple pennies, offer a few treats, and they'll fall to their knees in worship. I financed most of this project, and Blume has held up their end of the deal. I've never had such easy access to the secrets of my enemies. Now, one thing concerns me. It's the mayor. Quite suddenly, he's a man of the people. Reading too many editorials, I suppose. If this continues, we'll need to have a chat. What an interesting meeting. My regular Blume contact brought along an Italian programmer named DeCipio. He proposed a solution to our Mayor Rushmore problem. I'm not sure if I believe it. But if it works, then CTOS will become the most powerful weapon I've ever owned. Seems they can program the system to target precise results such as, well, let's say, the re-election of our Mayor Rushmore. He's a very unpopular man right now, and the election's coming. I've instructed this, DeCipio, to prove his software works. I need Rushmore in office. If you can do it, and we'll consider a solution to keeping the mayor in line. Rushmore's become a thorn in my side ever since winning the re-election. He's under the illusion he works for the people. He actually is trying to follow through on campaign promises. Regulate CTOS. It's time to bring our mayor in line permanently. I've instructed Blume to use CTOS and arrange some blackmail I can use. A dead hooker, underage boy, I don't care. But I told them I want it soon. To their credit, they never blinked. They're going to use the same software they used for the election. A bellwether of some kind. Amazing. What can happen when everybody's so degree motivated? I now own the mayor. It took 8 weeks. CTOS began targeting our beloved mayor daily. A mere 48 days later, I had my blackmail. That's impressive. And so is the material. Absolutely scandalous if it gets out. I've already shown the mayor its contents, and he agrees. He's ruined it ever since, if anyone sees it. But I must protect the material. If it ever went public, it would be worthless to me. What good is blackmail if it's not secret? The mayor must live in the constant fear that I might leak it. It's what keeps him answering my every whim. We've had to terminate our association with Clara Little. It was a skilled hacker we'd hired in the past. She helped track people we couldn't find through regular channels. She knows our work, knows what's involved. Curiously, she's developed a conscience. I met the young girl once. Charming thing, very smart. Sadly, she's become a liability. It's a shame to see her go. But I've heard interesting things about another hacker, young man named Default. We'll have to arrange a meeting. I can't keep running. I can't do it. That fucking Aiden Pearce. I killed his niece. He won't stop chasing me. Who is this guy? Abby. Oh, God, how can I do this? These guys got eyes everywhere. They know everything. They told me every fucking thing I bought at the grocer's. The fucking CTOS. I called and said if I try it again, they'll kill my wife. Just like that. Be some small inconvenience to them about my wife. I never told her. But she kept pushing me. Let's go. We need to leave town. She thinks I'm getting pulled back into the life. She has no idea how right she was. I took the job. I had no choice. I had to protect Abby. They would have killed her. Said it was a small job, some tech lab out west in the middle of nowhere. Place was deserted. No one, no lights. It was pitch black. I'm doing lookout with binoculars, but there's no one. My partner's covering the south. We were there at least 3 hours. Fuck all but wild rabbits. And he starts packing up, saying, job's over. So I'm thinking, shit, I fucked up. And he said it went better than expected. I go back, and he gives me an extra $200 for a job well done. I mean, what the fuck is that, huh? These guys, man. How can you trust guys like that? What did I just do? What was I thinking? Fuck! They gave me a bigger job this time. Wanted me to follow one sub job. A guy skipped out on them and they found him. These guys wanted me to see what happens. A warning. The guy had just enough time to recognize him and they were all over him. 2 fucking teeth landed at my feet. The guy's seen this before. Done it before. Wasn't gonna let it rattle me and they knew it. So they just kept beating him. Then he stops making any human sound, just like wheezing, like a fucking pig. And they just kept going, and I said, stop! He's fucking dead already! And the one guy just stares at me. And he keeps kicking him. Looking right at me the whole time, he says, how's the wife? I've been stuck in a cold sweat for over a week. Oh, for that last job, and I was expecting it hit any second. Abby was freaking out on me. We've been shouting a lot. She thought I was getting seduced by the life. Fuck me! Fuck. I couldn't tell her the truth. I had to do whatever they wanted. I had no choice. These guys were gonna come and kill her. So I said I'd take another job. Only this time they didn't want to fuck around. They had a hit lined up. Some guy, Aiden Pearce. Never heard the name before. And I was gonna be the trigger man. I couldn't say no. This was the only offer on the table. This was my get out of jail free card. And I took it. No. What happened? Why was she staring at me? Fuck me! Everything just fell apart. I found Pierce. I ID'd his car. I rode up beside him. It was just gonna be quick. Shot to the temple and I'm home free. And this kid, just some little girl, she holds this stuffed toy out the window. She's staring right at me. I got the fucking gun in my hand. I couldn't do it. I couldn't shoot him. So I pulled the gun to the front tire and I shot it out. I didn't know what I hoped was gonna happen. I only know they crashed. And that little girl died. I killed her. They take it out. At first I thought she just left me. I'm a deadbeat fuck up. I couldn't blame her. I took to work her friends. No one's heard from her. And then those bastards called me again. They said I screwed up the Pierce job. No more chances. I begged them not to kill her. I begged them to kill me instead. And the son of a bitch said he was feeling generous. He wasn't gonna kill her. He's gonna send her to an auction instead. A fucking auction. How do I get her out of that? told me. He said that it was clean. I was free to live my life. What fucking life have I got? So, I'm gonna record this, but oh, shit. Almost dropped it. Still going? Okay, I'm gonna record my legacy, like my cousin Iraq always doing. I gotta have something to leave behind, just in case, you know. See, Iraq's got it all figured out, you know, got everybody figured out but me. And why is he always dogging me? And we're blood, we're family. I should be right up there by his side. I gotta find a way to show him that. Iraq's got the V's split into two groups. We're the ones out running this shit, and we only got two ways out. In a box or under locks. There's fans up there on the top floor. So, these motherfuckers, man. Escape. Talk about what happens then. That cop all killed. And then some of these videos, but how did he get them? I mean, I never even saw him. I mean, dude must have been following me the whole... I mean, brother, like, I just gotta leave town, but I can't leave ground. Shit.
The predictive algorithm is more in with the election. It's able to adapt. And I can see by your expressions you're as excited about this as I am. What this means, gentlemen, is that this algorithm is able to anticipate patterns. We've already run tests to see if we can influence those patterns. So far, we have success.
Naysayers, protesters, hacker groups, each one has its own agenda. Yes, the CTOS network has suffered attacks, but these are minor. Gentlemen, I can assure you, our system is robust. Our firewall protection is stronger. As you know, a number of security protocols have been implemented by our elite security team. I see you've all been equipped with your upgraded ID. I can assure you, these cyber attacks are not a viable threat to the CTOS network or Blume's research. With our security team on it, I have great faith that we will have a breach-free network in the next month. Any and all issues have been dealt with and are currently being fixed. Tests consistently show us that citizens are attracted to the ease of use above all else. Blume is about global family. Blume is about ease of use. CTOS network is a positive in people's lives. Our research data shows they're willing to endure the occasional hiccup. The public will stay on our side, I assure you. My recommendation to the board of directors is that we continue as planned. It's time to roll out phase 2, gentlemen. My name is Rose Washington, and I'm uploading this log because I'm scared for my life. I used to work at Blume. I don't know what happened to the others, Tobias and Ray. We were all fired. Someone's watching me. I think someone's selling access to the network. Moore and his entire team have been pushing hard for CTOS integration. It's his entire platform, so either he's oblivious or he's in on it. I'm gonna get closer and find out. Someone's been following me. I've already burned 2 phones. I have to get out. But I can't. The entire city's vulnerable. Donovan Moore is growing more fond of me about it. The election's coming up fast. I overheard Don on the phone. The voter list is set to run through some new rhythm. I'm going to hack into his personal and find.
I got it. I got the job. Which means yours truly has a parking spot outside of Blume's X Labs. Billions of dollars, mad science. Okay, maybe just regular science, but still, man, who knows what kind of wild shit I'll get to work out. I still gotta sign a mountain of confidentiality paperwork, but I will tell you all about it when I am done. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, people, you ready for this? Friggin' mind control. Seriously, man, that's why they hired a social psychologist. Hello? Okay, so there's no badass laser or satellite, at least not that I know of, but it's still pretty fucking cool, right? The CTOS, it's collecting information on, like everybody, and we get to play with it. Oh, shit, gotta go. More soon. Well, fuck. My assignment? Elect Mayor Rushmore. I'm not kidding. For Blume's profitability, we have to make sure the weasel gets elected. So all aboard the Rushmore train. Choo-choo. Fuck. Just listen to this asshat.
If you're like me, you're fed up with the blowhards and their hyperbole. We are at a crossroads here, with one path leading into economic and social ruin, and the other, if you'll just walk with me, leading into a new age for Chicagoans.
Well, people, did you vote for Rushmore? If you did, I'm sorry. That was me. This is some heavy, heavy shit. We knew the numbers we'd need for a win when we targeted the population. The CTOS worked out what specific messages people needed to hear, and where to display them. Not subliminal either. Right there in your face. Hell, even I voted for him. Of course, management mandated it. Okay. I am stuck right in the middle of a conspiracy theorist's wet dream. And to be honest, there's no place I'd rather be. This is fucking awesome. My new job? Get inside Rushmore's head. Look, we got the funding we needed, so now there's this new deal. Now, I don't know who's paying, but now we're gonna mess with the mayor himself. I got a team of brainstormers at 3, and I have some nasty ideas. So we used the CTOS to media blitz the mayor. Wherever his eyes landed, we played on his fucking paranoia. Showed him stories of cheating wives and how to spot liars. Taught him all the warning signs, and that made him seem real. Did it work? Well, the bellwether predicted he'd file for divorce within 2 months. And do you know how long it took? 20 days. Listen to this message. It's epic.
Enjoying your ladies' night out? I hope he's worth it. It gave me time to burn our wedding album. Stay out as late as you like, whore. Most of your shit is safe in the garbage out front. Call me back when you've lawyered up.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we did that. Call me Cupid. They want to see if the CT will rock. It's not that simple. They manufacture a relationship for him. And I think it's working. Listen to this.
Hey, somehow we keep bumping into each other, huh? This is awkward. But, I can't stop thinking about you. Feels like fate is bringing us together, right? Maybe I'm just being silly.
What the fuck have I done? I can't believe it worked. Shit. I have no idea they push it this far. This isn't even what I signed up for. Deals with the Chicago South Club? I can't even run. I can't escape the CTOS. Nobody can. Damn, Ray. I am so sorry about your car. How much of it did you have to take apart to find my flash drive? Did you find all 6 decoys? The balls in your want to point out that I've already done the car thing, so you can leave my baby alone? Please? Nice work, Frewer. I always took you for a prude, but I guess not if you found my file. I hope you enjoyed your little web tour through the foulest sphincters of the internet. I wonder, do you prefer the testicle torture or the pony dress up? Your turn. Oh, Ray, you found my file. I was getting used to it raining men in the bunker 24/7, and in your car, and your MP3 player, and in every store you visit. If you ever want the track, I'd be happy to copy it for you. You're up. Congrats! You found my file. I've had a lot of fun with this one. I hate to spoil it, but them's the rules. Fine. Listen, Frewer. Nobody's really Those black vans have been following you? Me and Rose. Mm-hmm. We hid the bugs and camps in your house. Can't believe you found every one of them. By the way, you need to reshingle your roof. I damn near slipped off and killed myself. Your turn, buddy. You finally found my file. Good thing, too. I only had 5 pizza places left to send your way. I hope you enjoyed your dinner Friday. Surely you found at least something you like within those 38 pies. Hey, look on the bright side. 2 of them were free because the delivery guys couldn't find a place to park in time. You're up to bat, Ray. Make it a good one. How you found my file this time, Tobias, but I guess you must have bought a welding torch to get through 2 feet of nickel. Every man needs a welding torch, I always say. You never know when somebody's gonna off a cup to your table, or your chair to the floor, or a shot to your van. Sorry about all those things. Yeah. Your turn.
I was wowed by the whole Blume vision at first, just like you. I bought into the whole marketing package, the betterment of life through hyperconnectivity and all that is up at the top. Humanitarians, they fund everything from social programs to medical research. I'm sitting in Raymond fucking Kenny. That'll wake you up real fast. So, since I'm the ghost of Ray Kenny, simply by desk location, I get to hear everybody's fucking Ray Kenny story. In one woman's case, it really was a fucking Ray Kenny story. And that's an ugly one. I about lost it the first couple of weeks until I realized something. Ray had it all figured out. With his hands in the guts of the CTOS, he began to see the real sinister potential of the thing he built. How do I know this? Because the ghost of Ray Kenny still haunts the data. He knew it would take another engineer to find it, somebody operating on the same level. Well, congrats to me. I guess that means I'm one of the smart ones. So here's my contribution to Ray's legacy. Apparently, you found me embedded in the system, just like I found him. Only I won't presume mine was as well hidden. It doesn't matter. I'm long gone anyway. I'm gonna play you some of Ray's greatest hits, as well as some of my own. Maybe one day this will all come back to bite Blume in the ass. Probably not. Here, I'll play you some Ray.
Inviting Blume to build CTOS in your city is like inviting a fucking vampire over for dinner and handing him a goddamn straw.
So, what's Blume doing with all our data? I may have sneaked a peek. Sorry. Charlotte and her PR brigade aren't totally lying about how they use it. They're speeding things up, making life more convenient. But the right hand doesn't know what the asshole is doing. Go ahead, listen.
Now the suits are already putting a price on the data they're collecting. They've been romancing advertisers and politicians. Shit. The mayor himself had a date with a couple of them last week. Now none of this comes as a surprise, so why are they all hiding all this from the board of directors? Something else. Something I'm missing.
The bosses are talking about the long-term global CTOS potential. At least in the countries that can afford it. They say it with stars in their eyes. They mention world changers like Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell. You almost want to believe them. But then you realize they could actually pull it off. Ray put it best.
Imagine every major city, American, European, Asian, whatever, is now the same city. Sharing instant surveillance, constantly feeding each other data about you. Now mix in the special ingredients, prediction algorithms, feedback loops, subliminal messaging. Christ. I built this thing and this is so big they don't have all the pieces yet. I still have time to act.
Go ahead, take this one.
I'm on the verge of my 3rd strike now. So they've taken away a lot of my access. Prepping for my big meltdown, I guess. They've handed Rose a new task. They want to start work on a hero prediction system. She'll never do it. I worry that if they give it to Tobias, he'll actually pull it off. challenge. So if we're gonna burn this thing, we may have to implicate the poor bastard.
Calling security down to escort Royale like some kind of criminal. He didn't even get together all his things. I still have the sculptures on my desk. He kicked and screamed the whole all they've been on it. I'll read it for you. We apologize for the disruption caused on Tuesday when we ended our contract with Raymond Kenny. As a reminder, it's resolved employees. I'll do my best to read translation. Mr. Crazy, and don't you dare repeat anything he said or your ass is grass. Ray last took down the power to most of the Northeast. People panicked. People died. A lot of demonstrating the dangers of relying on one system to keep everything running. Was it terrorism? I guess so. I mean, it's pretty much the definition, right? Rose Washington? She took a more traditional route in her whistleblowing and picked up a few headlines. But her proximity to Ray quickly discredited her. Tobias Frewer, I don't think anybody noticed him leave. He just... Ray's still on the run, too. Is he a threat? Blume seems to think so. Every so often, we get an email warning us to report any contact from former employees. But we all know which one they mean. I've been asked to pick up the reins on the prediction software. They call it Bellwether, and I suspect it's everything Ray Kenny feared. Just like Ray asked to keep my work between me and a few specific managers. I could go higher up, I could out them, and maybe even stop this. But I want to play along a bit more. I want to see where this all is going. Something they can't deny when it goes public. I can't believe I'm actually considered whistleblowing. I hate the spotlight. I'm weighing other options. There's a hacker group that might be able to do something with this information. They call themselves DedSec. So, I've been working on my own hello world for the Bellwether to see if it's really as insidious as I suspect it is. Does the Fibonacci sequence mean anything to you? It's always been one of my favorites. I'm going to throw the Fibonacci numbers out there. Bellwether should predict where they can have the most subliminal influence, city within days. The CTOS will then monitor for impact. If I see instances of those numbers echo back throughout the city, everything I feared would be in motion. At that point, I'm sending proof to DedSec and they can do whatever they do to make things right. Shit. I checked. The top lottery numbers that people played this month. Fibonacci. I've been hearing people talk about them on the L blurb about Fibonacci. I don't even need to read the CTOS report. The Bellwether worked. I sent Fibonacci through the CTOS and the people of Chicago echoed it back. Raymond Kenny was right.
Alright. Here's what I know. My Blume League, Angela, she's an engineer, close to the top. Look at anyway. I'm going to see if my source checks out, but this is what I've been waiting for. Blume with its pants down, and I'll be able to take credit for the leak. I haven't told the rest of DedSec yet. But it's signed. They'll have to put me on the DedSec Council, right? If there really is one. Guess what? The DedSec Council? Real. I got called in to chat with 6 of them. I don't know how they found out, but I hope you're not posting any. These people are fucking scary, man. It's like talking to college professors, only more paranoid and condescending. I don't think I'm gonna get an invite. Still, they're keeping me on it for now, so we don't spook my contact. They're expecting proof, so I'm gonna have to push her. As proof, my leak sent me this old audio in the Blume system. Is this Raymond Kenny? Let's pick a name at random. Miss Green here currently has 2 outstanding loans. One for a motorcycle and one for a blue job. call it troop building. There's a lot more of it coming soon. The Daves have invited me to a private meeting. Shit, I need to get my nerves under control. The profiling system in CTOS, what Ray Kenny was working on, DedSec wants it, and I think they want me to get it for them. They say with access to a tool that powerful, we can preemptively strike anyone targeting us. But if we use Blume's tool, doesn't that make us just like them? Another problem. I haven't told the Daves yet, but my Blume contact's gone silent. Fuck, I was so close. The Council hates default. They don't want people with public images, even if the image is a giant rat mask. They stay anonymous for a reason, right? He wanted to be Council. They said no, and he turns on them. Steals their imagery and ideas for his own marketing. He cheapens their message. They say he's dangerous because he's in it for the lulz, and he's got money to fund his own attacks. One of our fellow members, Bad Boy 17, brought an appeal to the Council this week. The Vigilante on the news. Bad Boy knows him personally. This guy's been causing Blume a major headache, walking right into their control centers and getting away without a trace. But he's in some kind of trouble. Something with his family. They took it to private chat, but I wouldn't be surprised if we end up working with this guy. The Council noticed Bad Boy snooping around in some directories he wasn't supposed to be in today. He copied over some of our more dangerous CTOS exploits. Normally, he'd get an expulsion or at least a big slap on the wrist. But we want to see where he goes, so they're letting it happen. They've even opened some doors. As long as Bad Boy's friend is using these things against Blume, we benefit, right?
Do you ever find yourself staring out the window, wondering why 2.7 million people scurry from point A to point B, never even realizing that there is a point C? People no longer seek information because they're filled to capacity, overloaded. Take a look around out there. Look at all the billboards and monitors. How much Blume do you see? Do you think there will be more or less when the next CTOS goes live? Keep looking for Port C, and we'll keep talking. Did you vote this year? If the answer is no, change that answer to yes. Because a vote and a non-vote are exactly the same. Every one of you voted for the same candidate because they all work for the same system. That system has not changed in the past 50 years. Whether you want to wait in line to stamp "I participate" on a piece of paper, or you want to ignore the whole process, the system continues unfazed and uncaring. But it is not unstoppable. To do it, you're going to have to do more than just choose a name. DedSec can help. Everything that makes your life easier consists of the same basic materials. The planet will soon run out of these materials. We've already exhausted over half our supply in the last 100 years, and production is only increasing. Governments are already waging wars, overt and shadow, to control those final building blocks. But who will end up with the most toys? Who really funds those wars? Who's on the receiving end of every favor owed? The answer is easy. Take your phone out of your pocket and look at the logo. We loved your new profile pic. That's a great haircut. Congratulations on the new job. A 25% raise. Fantastic. You deserved that widescreen TV. We just saw your status change. We're so happy you found your soulmate. Your kid is growing up so fast. She walks to school all by herself. That intersection in the picture behind her, we know that place. It's a safe neighborhood. You don't even need to lock your door. Wake up. Stop authoring your own tragedy. Why do we hide behind our masks? Why do they hide behind their masks? Drop their corporate lawyers and government connections, and we'll drop our hoods. They point to DedSec, label us the boogeyman while they root through your closet. We're not asking you to be friends. We're asking you to turn on the flashlight. Take a look under the bed. Because monsters are real. And you're looking in the wrong place. You want to make a statement. You want to be part of the change. But I don't know how, you say. I am powerless. I am weak. I am afraid. We answer, one person can disrupt an entire system simply by standing still. One person can spread a message to 1,000 more simply by choosing to speak. Stand beside others and you become a wall. Shout along with others and you become a bullhorn. If we push together, we can topple their towers. We can see you. There are currently 3 different cameras recording you. One of them is recording for the Chicago Police Department. One of them feeds directly into Blume through the CTOS. The other one, we're not even sure where it goes. You could try to avoid them, but there are over 20,000 more in Chicago alone. Your privacy is gone. How long would it take to subvert the entire CTOS? To shut down every camera, monitoring system, emergency response, transit, commerce, and communication? How long to cripple this entire safe city? It would take us a mere 30 seconds. Now imagine if we were to rise up as civilians, to challenge the powers that be. How long would it take them to shut us down when they control the power switch? Your tax dollars have paid for your own muzzle and cage.
My blood wants to mix with hers. We're veins to the same heart, blood to the beast. I heard it here. I heard it bad. But it's too strong. It doesn't have hands. It has them. It has fingers. I am one, but I am not part of the body. She was. She was. Blind the eyes. It opens more, but it is slow. I am not slow. Even if they say, I am not slow. I am faster than the eyes, than the blood. This is wrong. It's wrong. My head says it. My heart. But it's in there. It lies. She lied too. They all lie for him. There is no heaven nor hell. Just him or nothing. I give them nothing. Mercy. It's all I can do. It's close now. Almost here. I don't have time. It wants me to hurt real people. I have to cut the tongue. I have to make it quiet. I've left the package for you where we discussed. This is just a sample. Try them out. Get a good feel. We'll call back in a few weeks and see if you want to make a deal. They picked up the drop. We're already seeing 6 of the weapons have been fired multiple times. We'll run those against recent crime scenes and see how many match. I understand we're going for convictions here, but why aren't we tracking the weapons for crime prevention? I don't like playing cleanup crew. A pickup got lifted before the target could claim it. I can't wait to find out where this leads. Let's hope for a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, or at least a major bust. One of our guns was used to shoot a 7-year-old. Sure, if it wasn't one of ours, it'd have been another gun. I get that. But that doesn't make me feel any less responsible. I guess at least we now have a solid lead on who did it. Obviously, we won't be able to use any tracking information in court. Our tactics have to remain a secret for now. I don't even think there's a precedent for this kind of thing. But it does tell us exactly what happened and points us at the right target. I'm worried about where our guns ended up. I mean, the CPD is using the CTOS itself to track the chips in these things, with Blume's help, no less. What happens if these fixers expose what they found? Shit. What if they fuck with the data? We got some solid busts, but we need to abandon this operation. Sometimes I imagine Nikki and Jackson getting ready for the new day. Maybe they moved somewhere out in the prairies. We got a house twice as big as their little place in Chicago. We got an endless backyard filled with Jackson's toys. His new friends. He's a normal kid again. Loud, full of energy. Yeah, his whole nightmares behind him. One of those painful things that become dull once you gain some distance from it. Everything moves slower for them now. They don't even use the internet. They know better than that. Changing names. That's okay. That helps them dull things too. Maybe they've forgiven me. I like to think so. Then I see it. Black vans pulling up outside their place. A helicopter flying low. Threatening phone call. Gets my heart racing again. Tempts me to run just one little search. Make a connection. 'Cause I know I could find them. But I won't. I can't do that to them again. I've dealt with enough fixers lately. I'm not even sure what the term means anymore. Maybe I'm old school, but Jordy Chin always fit my definition. Efficient, deadly, and most importantly, for sale. Whenever I got stuck in a mess, Jordy was the first person I called, and the only person I had to call. Because fixers get it done. I guess Jordy's old school too, because this new breed of fixer, it's a different way of working. I doubt they could stand toe-to-toe with Jordy in a gunfight, but they got something he doesn't. They can hack. They exploit the CTOS, their network. They know how to track a digital shadow and coordinate an attack. These guys are fully adapted modern criminals with a wide range of skills. And eventually, I'm gonna run into one that's better than me. I need to be ready for that. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. With a wooden spoon. Mix your butter into the mashed bananas. Use a large mixing bowl. Next, mix in the sugar, egg, and vanilla. Lightly sprinkle in your baking soda. Mix vigorously. Add your flour. And mix. Pour your mix into a buttered loaf-shaped pan. Bake for 50 minutes. Cool for 10 minutes. Remember the most important step. Enjoy. Now, I never was a religious man, but I did have an idea once to put karma, religion, superstition, etc. to a test. Crowdsource it. Kind of like that old theory that you could coordinate everybody on one side of the planet to jump at the same time and knock us right the fuck out of orbit. Well, my idea, though, you get everybody to make the same wish, thought, prayer, and point it in the same direction all at once. What happens when a single collective voice demands a miracle? Maybe nothing. Now that led me into another thought. What if, bullshit or not, you're the one running this side? Now you can cheat the vote. You certainly got same thing you programmed to think, and you are pointing them right at your target. All they need is one miracle, and you've got them hooked. What are you gonna do to make sure that miracle happens? Now that's when I started to come down from the LSD and realized that the idea sounded a lot better when I was high. Yeah. If you ever want a good snapshot of the current state of human spiritual evolution, how close we are to actually figuring shit out, you don't have to look any further than the internet. It's a place where you can find 500-page fan fiction about anthropomorphic 80s cartoon characters romancing androgynous pop idols, where you can find forum flame wars between people who fantasize about being eaten by giants and people who find tiny robot animals erotic. You can sell your own bottled urine and buy somebody else's toenail clippings. You don't even get me started on what girls and cups are doing these days. Makes you want to unplug the whole damn thing sometimes, don't it? Well, maybe after I finish my fan fiction. So I made the mistake of running my name through the search engines today. Been a while since I did that, and now I remember why. People still got a hate hard on for me. Even found a few bullshit sightings around the country, like I'm Bigfoot or something actually worth hunting. My message got through. At least my story is being used as a security lesson. But I don't like being the boogeyman in their example. Man, I had reasons for what I did, and Blume knew it. That ugly mug in the old broadcast that keeps popping up, I don't even recognize him anymore. That ain't me. Those were dark times. Angry times. And now I'm just tired. I've been in the trenches too long, people. I've earned my R&R. So Blume's been looking at investing into our hackerspace, and that's got everybody at each other's throats. Some of us want to avoid the corporate control. Kind of goes against the spirit of what we do here, right? But on the other hand, we're talking about big money, and that means the projects get bigger. We could do something real here instead of just playing around. Blume's promising they won't take away any of our creative control. They say they want to invest, not dictate. Do I trust them? Not entirely. Is the risk worth the reward? Yes. But I'm in the minority here. These guys would rather discuss starship engineering than our future here. I'm gonna have to convince them. Also, why do people fixate on the aesthetics of a starship? There's no need to be sleek in space. Functionality is key, not form. The lab's all worked up over the Blume branding we got. Blume Forge sounds fine to me. Pete quit. Said he wasn't willing to sell his soul to the dark gods for financial gain. He pointed right at me because somehow I've now become the unofficial liaison between us. Thing is, I'm not in this for the money. I know that's what everybody says, but really, I'm eager to see what we can do. I feel like I've finally been given a shot at something. No more computer repairs and tech support. These guys are giving me a shot to prove myself, and I'm gonna take it. I've decided to tell Sandy tonight. I can't wait to see her face. She's been working 2 jobs to support us this year, and I know she's been wanting me to give the middle finger to her own dark gods and walk like Pete did. They moved Rose and I into a proper Blume lab this week, and we were introduced to our new project. They're calling it the Central Operating System, CTOS for short. Software to run an entire city. I knew we were going big, but this is big. We'll be working on a test site. We're calling it the Bunker. I met one of my new partners today. Everybody went quiet when he walked in. He's a hacking legend. Best of the best, they say. Looked like a knuckle dragger to me. Right away, he started picking on me. Said my parents were, and I quote, a pair of dirty
army ready to fight. It is the voice of the people, muzzled by its own leaders. That's right. DedSec has leaders, despite their denial. But they would rather stroke their own egos through social media than bring about social change. So blood must be drawn. Every war begins with a tragedy.
I've been working with another hacker lately. He knows the game, but his ego is too much. He likes to keep his identity hidden behind a mask when he's in public. Like he's got to wear this silly costume or he's somehow exposed. He scares me sometimes. His ideas are violent. He angers easily. He's a genius, but he can be like a child. On one hand, I think he could help me find the bunker. But on the other, I fear what he'd do with it. He's ready to meet the days, but I don't know if the days are ready for default. I don't know if anybody is ready for default.
So, it's pretty clear to me now that the other Daves are going to waste the potential of what we've created here. In order to live up to our ideals, our purpose, they left me one option. I need to remove them. Once we take our proper place, once we're recognized as the ones who actually made a difference, who stood defiant against the 1% bullshit, people will understand why I had to do this. My brothers die for a cause they seem to have forgotten. But that cause lives on and grows stronger.
Detective Sheila Billings. We need to talk.
We have an anonymous tip line you can call. I'll give you the number.
You graduated with the second highest scores in your high school. Then you tore through your criminology classes and got fast-tracked through the Chicago Police Department.
Don't you have better things to do?
Officially, you've got a spotless record. In 2009, you were following a suspect in the Parker Square Strandlands. You requested a search warrant, but they wouldn't give you one.
Who is this?
They wouldn't give you one because they were corrupt. So you went into his house anyway, found what you wanted, planted it where you needed to plant it.
You can't prove that.
You're right, but only because I erased the footage clean for you. You were right to do what you did, but here's the thing, you and me, we're like-minded. Now, I could use a friend in the department, and you could use a friend outside of it.
Well, aren't you a mystery man? I'm listening. Mystery man, you want to tell me why my boys are reporting stolen evidence at the crime scenes?
Come on, ain't it obvious? I've got to cover my tracks.
By stealing a crate full of weapons? Come on, the list goes on. Missing cars, missing electronics. Scrap metal?
I have needs.
I pay you for these jobs, right out of the police budget. I thought we were supposed to be working together to take these thugs off the streets, but now I'm wondering if you were one of them.
No offense, but if your police budget could handle this, you wouldn't need my help. I'd take what I need to keep on keeping on, and I ain't hurting anybody, but the ones that have it coming.
Are you Aiden Pearce?
What?
You're him, aren't you? The Vigilante.
Thanks. I needed that.
There are two kinds of people in this world. Assholes and people who don't label people. Hell, most of them are assholes too. Hi, I'm a talking moose who was probably made in a third world sweatshop by malnourished children. Ain't I fucking funny? Don't throw rocks in glass houses. Throw spark plugs instead. They're higher on the Mohs scale. If you're gonna be the one who does with the most toys, at least be the one who made them. Ain't nothing left for free unless you're willing to grab it and run like a motherfucker. If you roll your socks into balls to keep them matched, here's a trick. Buy all your socks in the same damn color. Problem solved. Fuck your sock balls and fuck you. I bet it would be hilarious to hear my own voice coming out of a talking moose. So I'm gonna make that happen. If you take the stairs instead of the escalator and the people on the escalator are still passing you by, guess what? You would be more efficient just standing still. Never wink at a blind man. Never start a fight you can't cheat. And never trust a man who buys a pre-built computer. The problem with the fucking internet is that there's no 911 dispatcher and way too many volunteer firemen. If I wanted a goddamn peppermint pumpkin cappuccino, I'd tell you. I'd also shoot myself. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, a woodchuck can chuck wood, so shut the fuck up. If you change your profile picture more than twice a week, you're creating a permanent visual timeline about how you got old, fat, and ugly. I want the biggest cock-shaped tombstone money can buy just to see the look on the preacher's face. If you want to kill people because a book told you to do it, it's time to expand your damn library, friend. If it were done when 'tis done, 'twere well it were done quickly.
Pearce wouldn't run. I know it. So where is he? This city is going to hell. People are dying in the fucking street. Where is he? Fuck! He has to be dead. I finished my costume. I didn't have a lot to work with, only blurry news photos, but I think it's close. I haven't gone outside with it yet, but maybe it's finally time. Somebody's got to step up, right? Somebody's got to be the fox.
This is an unlisted number. How did you find me? No such thing as an unlisted number, if you search the right lists. I know where Aiden Pearce has been staying, but I want 10K up front or I walk. I've sent you an anonymous account number where you can drop it. Hold on. How can I be sure you've got information worth 10K? Nice talking to you. Goodbye. Wait! Okay, shit. Here. You'd better have something good, or I'll mark it stolen. Oh, it's good. Pearce was living right inside your own house. Some of your employees like to call it the bunker. The bunker? Of course. Be sure to send over the rest of the payment when you see I'm right. Trust me, I can be a real pain in the ass when somebody cheats me. The more I dig into Bad Boy's files, the more insane this whole thing becomes. First off, not a dude. Nope. Pretty hot, too. I've seen her picture. That DedSec member that got shot on the news, Clara Lyle. That was Bad Boy. If you're wondering why she got shot, I've got 2 words for you. Aiden Pearce. Yup, she was hanging out with the Vigilante. But it gets worse. Where did they choose to take their honeymoon? The bunker. According to Bad Boy, it's real, and she was even inside. So now, I find myself in a very frustrating situation. I could hand my discovery over to DedSec and gain a metric fuck ton of street cred, or I could cash it in for Blume's 100K. I used to be all about fight the man and fuck the system, or was it the other way around? Anyway, now I'm starting to think the world is in a perpetual downward spiral no matter what we do. And I sure could use a new car. What to do?
Yo, Blume put up big money to make Pearce gone. They don't care how we do it, so don't bring the van. We don't need him alive. See if you can get me the Rosarios.
Are you fucking kidding me? Did you hear about the mess they made over in Pawnee?
You gotta understand the way the Rosarios think. They don't think. They don't recover data. They don't send a warning. If you fire this bullet, you mean it, because these guys are a motherfucking headshot every time. We get them the description, an address. They get it done. Just make sure you get away from ground zero when they show up.
Got an address?
Waiting on Blume. We move as soon as we hear back.
Can he sit up? Oh, fuck it. Just hold him up. This is session number 3 with Alex Javorski, who is not the name he gave us. Alex here's an undercover cop.
I'm not a cop. I'm just an informant, okay? Look, they barely even pay me anything. Listen. You let me go, and I'll leave the country. You got my word.
I want everything you photographed, sent, or stored, and a list of your contacts, or my buddy here is gonna stab you.
No way. I give you that, and you'll kill me, right? Hey, no!
What? You said to stab him! Jesus, now how's he supposed to tell us anything? It was a fucking bluff, Jesus. Just stop the bleeding. Take him to the body shop, get him patched up. Next time he'll know we're not fucking around.